Hey lovers, good afternoon. How lovely to be with you on this very sunny Wednesday here in Sussex. We are loving the weather right now. Spring has definitely sprung, and I feel like we're definitely moving into summer and praying for a really good one because we had a really crappy summer last year. It's like kind of didn't happen. So hopefully it'll be great this year. And I tell you what, the sunshine, does this happen for you too? It puts a massive spring in my step. I feel really energized. I feel happier. I feel more optimistic and excited about life in general. Yeah, things just feel easier when the sun's shining, doesn't it? Where are you in the world? Say hi. I can see a few of you starting to join. Say hello, please. And if you're on the replay, just type in hashtag replay, and I will be sure to acknowledge that you took the time to watch because I know that your time is really precious, and I'm really grateful for you, yeah, hanging out with me. So do say hi. I've got my cup of tea. Let me take a little sip and we'll dive in. We're going to talk today a little bit about asking for help. It's come up when stuff comes up in my world, for me personally and with my clients, that I just know that it needs to be shared, and I trust that there'll be a nugget, even just one tiny little nugget for you to take away. So please come to this call today with an open mind, an open heart, and maybe a sense of humor. Always helps, doesn't it? Sense of humor. Hello, hello. Lorraine, so lovely to have you. Hello. I saw that you signed up to my 5-day challenge. I watch. I actually amaze myself at what I notice because my memory can be a little rubbish at times, especially with names and faces. That's often quite a difficult one for me. If I meet someone out of context, if I know them in a certain space and I see them somewhere else, I find it really hard to. My brain is like, does not compute. It's interesting, though, how I recognize names and profile pictures for people that come into my world. And Lorraine, I noticed you yesterday, I think. Did you sign up yesterday? Yeah. So there's a little trickle of people coming in every single day for my next 5-day challenge. We haven't begun to promote it yet, though, which is why it's just a little trickle at the moment. In a few weeks' time, we will go full on into launch mode, telling you all about it. But as I'm talking about it, just so you know, my next 5-day Meet Your Soulmate challenge starts on the 27th of June. So you've got tons of time between now and then. But if you're planning on doing it, then catching these Cuppa with Katie's is a really good way to get into the kind of the energy and the mood and the momentum to get the most out of that challenge. So yeah, good to have you, Lorraine. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's talk about asking for help. And you're doing it right now, Lorraine, right? So you're modeling beautifully. You've signed up for a free 5-day challenge. That's a woman who's reaching out and asking for support. She's making herself available to receive support. And right there, inherently, that is demonstrating to yourself that you value yourself enough to ask for help, right? Hi, Emma. Good to see you, honey. You valuing yourself. Now, whether you believe you're worthy of it is another question, but there's something in you that does, right? There's something in you that's propelled you forward to reach out and receive some support. And that's really encouraging because when your confidence feels low, and I'm not suggesting this for you, Lorraine, just, generally, when your confidence feels low, when your self-trust feels low, when your self-love, your self-worth, when it's all feeling low, when we make these little demonstrations of commitment to ourselves, of valuing our desires, of being really honest about where we're at in our life and what we want, when we take a little step towards that, I believe it's like a demonstration. It's like you're demonstrating to the universe, to God, to source, that you mean business, that you're serious about your desires. You may well be in your process of believing your desires are really worthy for you, of believing it's possible for you, that you can have it. You may well be in your process of developing that self-trust, self-compassion, self-love. But everything is about baby steps, isn't it? It's the law of increment. We have to start somewhere. We have to begin with that, then that, then that. And we do what we can when we're ready for it. And sometimes we have to put ourselves into stretch. And well, all the time we have to. If we want to progress in life, we have to put ourselves in a state of stretch. But we don't want to be so stretched, so overstretched that we're in overwhelm, bunny in headlights, not dealing with things. It's too much. We don't want to overstretch, but we don't want to understretch because we're not growing in that space. So you want to be in some level of stretch, and asking for help and opening yourself up to receiving support is usually a process of some kind of stretch. And it's funny, I'm talking about stretch and I'm in my Pilates kicks. I've just got back from a Pilates class and the class was all about stretch and flow. So we were doing lots of stretch. Kate's here. Hello, honey. Good to have you. I do love that picture of you with that hat on because I love my Akubra. I don't think that's an Akubra that you're wearing, but I love mine. And I reshaped my Akubra on the weekends. So it's now like it sits really perfectly on my head and it's got a nice, yeah, I love my Akubra. It brings out the Aussie in me. So today I'm prompted to talk about asking for help and opening yourself up to receiving support because a couple of things have happened. And this goes on in my business all the time. This is a constant thing in my business. Clients are coming and going. They're coming and going, and sometimes they leave because it's a solid end to perhaps a program they've been working on with me, or we're at the end of a bunch of coaching sessions or whatever. So they leave naturally. They might rebook. I have a lot of repeat business as it happens, and clients leave. Now, sometimes clients leave my world prematurely, I think. And this happens in every business. And I want to talk a little bit about that. What's Lorraine saying? Haha, yes, I feel ready now. Awesome. Yes, you're in the stretch. So good. So good. I can't wait to hang out with you during that challenge. It's really fun and powerful. So brace yourself. So I've had a client, well, this happens regularly, right? I have a membership called the Love Lounge, and people are regularly leaving. Now, I probably need to check myself as I share this because it's a bit like, oh, that's not very good business sense to share with you that people are leaving my world. Of course, people will leave. People will receive what they need. And then the day comes that it's time to move on. I've been in many memberships in my life and, I receive what I need and the time comes and I'm ready to move on. And I'm pleased to say, by the way, in my business, I have more people coming in than leaving. And those that are leaving, I have beautiful dialogue with first. In most cases, I would say 98% of cases, I get a beautiful personalized email saying, I feel like my time has come and I'm moving on. And thank you for X, Y, Z. And I receive a beautiful testimonial and it's all lovely. And sometimes clients leave and I'm pretty on it with my intuition. And I feel my clients, I get to know them. If you're in the membership, even though there's a lot of women in that membership, I know you, I get to know you. I feel you. I've got my eye on all of you. So if you were to come to me, as it happened yesterday, a client said, and she'll be watching this. So let's see what happens. And she's like, I'm gonna need to leave the membership. And of course, I've reached out to her with some voice notes and we're in some dialogue about what's going on for her. Because what's happening is she's at a stage in her life where she needs support. And it's interesting how at a stage in her life when she needs support, she's pulling away. And I wonder if you can relate to that. And this is said with so much love. And I just love this woman. And we've done beautiful work together. And I do know her well enough to reach out and say, hey, let's just check this out for you. Like, what is really going on? It's not like, I need you to stay in my world. I have zero attachment to that. I have really good, healthy flow with clients coming and going. And I care about the women in my world. And if I have a sense that there's something going on and they're leaving my space out of fear and it's not a decision that's based in love and faith and trust, then I will call it out and we'll explore that. And this is something that happens. It's something we do. I've done it. Have you done it? Have you pulled away from support and help at times when you've needed it the most? Have you done that? And if you have, feel free to like message in the comments. Uh, I have. I have often been tempted to, and then I've had to check in with myself, have a word with myself, and course correct. And it's always been an opportunity for me to take a look at what's really going on. Why have I gone into resistance? Why am I pushing away when what I need most is to open my heart and allow in? What's so uncomfortable about allowing myself to be supported through this stage in my life? Thank you, Emma, not leaving me hanging. You relate. Yeah. Anybody else relate? So what is it for me? Like, why am I pushing away when I know that it would benefit me to open up and receive? And we do this in relationships. I mean, I'm super guilty of it with my husband. I still do it. When I need help most, oftentimes my knee jerk, and this is my conditioning and programming, and thankfully I'm super aware of it. So when I do it, I can course correct just before I do it, or I can course correct just after I've done it, and I can have a conversation with him and explain. But so often when I am needing to feel loved and held and safe the most, I'll put my defenses up and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't need anything. Do you want to talk about it? No, I'm good. And I have behavioral habits that will like just energetically shut me off and push him out. And actually, whenever I run the 5-day challenge, this comes up all the time. The number of women who are desiring to be in a healthy relationship. And one of their biggest things is they know that they're defensive and they're self-protective and they push away. And it's the last thing they want, because all they want is to love and be loved. All they want is to feel safe and held. Like we do a process in the 5-day challenge where we tap into desire and the vision and what are you calling in? What do you want to create for yourself? So I read all of these and I see these women desiring deep, connected soulmate love. But what are they doing? They're pushing away. They're being judgy. They're critical. They're protective. They have all sorts of fabulous excuses as to why he's not the one or why you can't trust men. And I get it. But it's all self-protection. And so we're being invited to love ourselves enough to really get honest with what do I really need and what will it take for me to tap into my vulnerability, which is very courageous, not weak, to tap into my vulnerability, open my heart and allow myself to receive what I really want. It can feel so awkward and uncomfortable. But unless we do, we don't get to have healthy, thriving relationships. We don't get to have a healthy, thriving life if we don't open ourselves up for support. Let me just take a look at the comments. Oh, Lindy's here. Hello. She's relating. Yes, I know that I am not alone in this. Patterns of protection. I do this at times. Yes, patterns of protection. Exactly that, Lorraine. Yes. So, what I'm all about at the School of Self-Love is inviting women, supporting women, encouraging you, reminding you of the importance of living consciously, of being awake to what's really going on for you, rather than allowing yourself to be in that kind of sleepy, semi-conscious state of autopilot, like automatic patterns of behavior. The invitation is to just check that out. Don't just go along with it because it's what you've always done and then whinge about it. Oh, I pushed him away again. Yeah, I do that. Have you heard that? Yeah, I do that. That's what I do. I know it's not very helpful. I know it's not very healthy, but I do that. It's like an identity thing. And in a way, wearing the badge of the identity of, yes, I have patterns of self-protection. I do that. I don't know how to be vulnerable. Yeah, that's who I am. The ownership and the identity of it gives you a sense of safety and certainty and significance, right? It's not helping you though, is it? It's not helping you. I had a call booked in with somebody who reached out to me who seems like the most incredible woman. I was really excited for this call, and she wanted to explore private coaching. And and a few days before the call, she cancelled. And the message I received was, I don't need this anymore. Could be true. Could be true. And again, completely non-attached. And I read the form she filled in, and she took a lot of time. She thought about it, and she wrote this form of application, because I don't just have calls with anybody. Like, you have to apply to speak with me. And then if the application is successful, we have a call, and then we explore if we're the right fit to work together. And I read her application. I was like, this feels like a really good fit, but we won't know until we get on the call. She put a lot of time and energy into the application, and she rated out of 10. It was a 10 out of 10. I'm ready. It was a 10 out of 10. I'm willing. It was like 10 out of 10. And then right before the call, it was, I don't need this anymore. Now, may well be that she found other support, and brilliant. I hope so. I hope so. And I'm not saying this is true for this woman, but this isn't the first time I've experienced this. It's not the first time I've done it to other people as well. I've been guilty of this, okay? A long time ago, but I have been guilty of it. So I get it, and I understand what goes on. And oftentimes it's you're getting closer to that moment, and then you're really in your stretch. And do I really dare to give myself permission, because it is a permission piece, to claim what I know I need? Do I dare? And all of our stuff will come up. I don't have the time. It's going to be a real drain on my time and energy. I don't have the energy. I'm very busy, and I've got lots going on. I don't have the money. It's going to be expensive. God, like, look at the state of the world. I should really squirrel the money away just in case. Like, I get it. I'm a human on this planet too. I understand. And do you dare to give yourself permission to tap into your faith and trust that life is supporting you? That when you have a desire, it's a desire of your soul, and your spiritual self is tapped into source energy. And when you're in alignment with that, things work out. It works out. Do you dare to honor the desire and trust that it's taking you where you need to go? To trust that it will actually energize you, vitalize you, invigorate you, rather than deplete you, that the money will come, and it will come miraculously. It's happened to me time and time again. Like, can you trust that? Lorraine saying it's difficult to trust when you've been hurt and let down. It's about the right person. Oh, I hear you. My goodness, I hear you. And right there, I mean, every relationship that we have is an opportunity for growth, isn't it? It's an opportunity for soul growth. We don't grow if we're not relating to something outside of us. If we stay in our own tight little bubble, it's pretty easy, although it's lonely. And the reason I believe we're hardwired to connect is because unless we are in relationship externally, we are not getting the cues. Nothing is being reflected back to us as to what element of ourselves is looking for greater expression, what element of ourselves is looking for greater healing. Like, we are having a massive spiritual bypass if we're not relating to other people. And so, yeah, if you've had an experience where it's hard to trust because you've been hurt, right there is the work. Right there is the healing work. And what did that experience show you about yourself? What can you take from that experience in terms of your own personal growth? What will the healing journey around that reveal to you about you? And how will that new awareness, that new depth of relationship with yourself benefit you going forward? And trusting that the healing process that you experience from that situation, where that then takes you, is where life is guiding you towards, because life is always supporting you. It's with you. It's for you. It's not against you. So you're being invited onto a healing journey because that journey is going to take you in the direction that you're meant to go. And we're also being invited to tap into our abundant mindset, that like all is possible. Because when we go into fear, it's like, I'm not going to take that call. I'm not going to stay on with that in that membership, to use those two examples. It's like we're moving into a scarcity mindset. We're moving, it's fear-based. It's a lack mentality. And that's just not, it's not true. Fear, false evidence appearing real. It's not true. So when we find ourselves pulling away from the help that we want, pulling away from the support, getting defensive, when we find ourselves doing that, we really have to ask ourselves, well, what's really going on here and what else could be true? And in fact, what do I need to believe to create the experience I want to have? I've got a ton of this going on in my own life at the minute. I actually, before I came on the call, I sat and I wrote a list of the support I have in my life, the support I have for my son, the support I have in my business. And it was so interesting to look at because there's a lot there. And I'm always being challenged. Like, my humanness wants to pull away so often. It wants to pull away. My conditioning doesn't want to trust that the money will come. My conditioning and programming around trust of other people. Oh boy, does that come up for me. And I have to really dig deep and tap into my spiritual self and ask myself, what do I need? What is real and true for me? And what do I need to believe to allow myself to receive that? What needs healing to allow myself to receive that? I've recently hired a new team member in the School of Self-Love. So Sarah has become, she's the ambassador on, so Lorraine, you're going to meet Sarah during the 5-day challenge. So she's an ambassador on my 5-day challenge. And I just recently invited her to come in and be a very key member of my Love Lounge membership. And she's also going to be hosting 2 calls every month inside that membership. They're called happy hours. So in addition to the group coaching calls I do every month, there's 2 at the moment. There might be more, watch the space. But at the minute, there's 2 group coaching calls a month in the Love Lounge. There's at least one. In fact, I've got one coming up in 30 minutes. In the Love Lounge, there's at least 1 masterclass and oftentimes 2 masterclasses in the Love Lounge. In addition to the Facebook group support, I'm now bringing in Sarah, and she's going to be hosting a happy hour twice a month, which is a chance for, it's our version of a circle. It's a woman's circle twice a month. One will be at lunchtime, one will be in the evening. So we're meeting different time zones and people's different calendars. And it's a chance for you just to be in sisterhood, to be witnessed, to share, to talk. And it was a brave act for me to invite Sarah in to support me in my membership. There's a financial element to that. There's an opening myself up to trusting somebody with my business, which has been my baby for the last 12 years. Trusting that person, not just in my business, but with my people who I value like so immensely. And I tapped into my, because my brain was like, you don't need to spend that, spend, okay, instead of invest. You don't need to spend that right now. You don't really need it. You could host the calls yourself. My desire was to be in partnership with somebody else, to bring another energy into that space. My desire was huge for that. And it's been there for a while. And I finally honored it. And it feels brilliant. And I'm so excited. And we announced it last night. And Emma's saying, I haven't watched all of last night's live, but amazing, amazing. You two were destined to do this together, right? It's a soulmate partnership. For sure. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, so we announced this in the Love Lounge last night, and it was a beautiful announcement. And we had, it was received very beautifully because, I mean, I'm offering more and the investment stays the same. I'm not increasing the membership. But that's one example. You know, my business coach that I have is a significant, more than our mortgage, monthly investment. Every single month, my brain says, You shouldn't do that. You could be spending, there's the word again, not investing. It's a mindset shift. You could be spending that money elsewhere. You could use that money to get more help to pay other people to do what you're doing. The churning, the noise. But my soul is like, I am not available to be in business on my own anymore. I am only available to be supported at a very high level because I care so much about what I do. And so I think I'm 6 months in with this particular coach, and so it continues, and it's amazing. It has its ups and downs. I'm not going to lie. But like every relationship, so when we have our downs and maybe my stuff comes up or whatever legitimately as well might be going on, right there, I'm in relationship to another human being. This happens to be around my business. It happens to be a significant financial investment. And I'm always being invited to notice, like, what is that, where I'm uncomfortable? What's that saying about me? Where I'm thinking, should I leave? Should I stop this? What's that saying about me? What's fear-based? What's ego-based? What's coming from my childhood wounding? And how am I being called to heal through the reflection that's available to me in that relationship? Soulmates, defo, yes. Kelly Ann, hi, darling. Defo relate and struggling with this right now, with asking for help. Okay, so this is your wink from the universe. I really, really feel that this message today is meant for a certain number of you that need to hear this. We are not meant to do life on our own. I'm just taking a look at my notes because, yeah, I mean, I did a long list of where I'm receiving support and where I'm considering calling in more support. I mean, I've just left a voice note for my Pilates teacher. I love my Pilates. I need a little bit of one-to-one support. The brain goes, really? Are you going to spend that right now? My body needs it. All right, so I could go on and on, but what I want to invite you to tap into today is just consider all parts of you. Consider your mind, consider your emotional self, consider your body, consider your spiritual self. And where do you know you need support? Where do you know you need support? Yeah, Emma's saying, I also feel I needed to hear this today too. Yeah. Where do you know you need support? It could be the tiniest of thing. It could be a huge piece. More than likely, if there's a resistance to getting the support at the moment, you're in stretch. Are you going to turn your back on that and ignore the calling of your soul? That little whisper? No, and I mean this, no matter what it is it allowing yourself to go to one exercise class a week or even a month? Is it allowing yourself to hire a cleaner? Is it allowing yourself to come and join the Love Lounge? Is it allowing yourself to, it could be a medical thing. What's that thing that's like going on for you that you're avoiding, you're not doing something about? You need to call the doctor, book the appointment with a specialist, get private support. Like, what is it for you? And why are you not allowing yourself to have that support? I was making my cup of tea this morning because I never know what I'm going to talk about on my Cuppas with Katie. And in the morning it comes through. And it just came through so strongly. It's almost like anger. Like, why aren't you allowing yourself to have the support you need? And it was for me just as much as for you. Why are you not allowing it? Why are you not trusting it? What will it take for you to open your heart and allow that in? So I'm going to leave it there. I really, really hope there's been a little nugget or two for you there today. And you are invited, if you're not already there, a bunch of you who are on, who I can see on now, are already in the Love Lounge. If you're not, I have a 7-day free trial. So you don't trust me right now? Well, come try it out. If you still don't trust me and you think it's rubbish, you can just leave. It's okay. And no one will question you. But if you'd like to stay, then after 7 days, it becomes £49 a month. And as I've shared, we're offering even more in there. You don't just get me, you get the support of Sarah now as well. And yeah, it's the most incredible space. And I'm very excited about where we're taking it. Oh, Charlotte's here. Hi, honey. Good to see you. Charlotte's actually been in our Love Lounge as one of the teachers, one of our expert teachers. So you do get access to world-renowned experts who run incredible masterclasses every single month. And I have to go because I have to be on the call in 15 minutes for another one. So I'm sending you so much love. Please know that everything I share is shared with so much love. And if you have any topics that you would like me to cover on a future Cuppa with Katie, just email support@theschoolofself.love and I will consider it to cover on a future episode. But have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Ciao, ciao.